Hello, welcome to your Unit 1 Vocabulary Part 2. There is a Part 1 that existed a few days ago. You can look on the previous video of this playlist. Hopefully it is in a playlist. It should be titled like Geometry Vocabulary Unit 1 Part 1. So this is Part 2. There's 4 words that we're going to cover in today's video. The first word is adjacent angles, and here is a word bank of your 4 vocabulary words that you are going to define today. The first one is adjacent angles. Adjacent angles. Whoops. In your notebook, not only are you going to have to title Unit 1 Vocabulary Part 2, but you have to write down the word bank, and for each of these definitions, there should be a picture that goes along with your definition. Adjacent angles. If you look at this figure, we have angle A, and the definition of adjacent angles is that 2 angles share a common vertex. This is a vertex. And a common side. This is a side. But no common interior points. So there's nothing inside of there. But there is a common vertex and a common side. Adjacent means next to. So it means that this angle, it means that angle DAJ is next to, oh boy, angle JAT. So that's what that means. Okay, adjacent angles. Okay, vertex. The next vocabulary word is complementary angles. Complementary angles add up to 90 degrees. So this is your vocabulary word. You should take some time to write and draw these figures, but you need to write that complementary angles add up to 90 degrees. Here's the thing. These angles are adjacent, meaning they're next to each other. So if they add up to 90 degrees, it looks pretty obvious what happens. It's like 30 plus 60 is 90. However, these angles are also complementary, but they are not adjacent. So they do not share a vertex. They do not share a vertex, and they do not share a side. Yet, because they add up to 90 degrees, they are still complementary. That's what complementary angles are. Half of our vocabulary is done. Lovely. Not adjacent. All right. This one is supplementary. Supplementary angles. Just like complementary angles, supplementary angles, instead of adding up to 90 degrees, they add up to 180 degrees. And these are an adjacent angle. Adjacent angles that are supplementary. Supplementary. However, just like complementary angles, not all angles have to be touching or adjacent in order to be supplementary angles. So in this example here, you should write down that image. Yes, you should be writing down that image as a non-adjacent supplementary angle. They also add up to 80. Let's check. 120 degrees plus 70 degrees is not 180. This is bothering me. I did not make this image. Okay, let's make this 110 degrees. I'm really glad that we checked. So this is 190 degrees. So this is not supplementary. That was a terrible example. It looked like it could be. However, if this is 110 degrees and this is 170 degrees, now we have 180 degrees. Now those angles are supplementary. Okay. Speaking of supplementary angles, look, this one definitely adds up to 180. We were able to prove that straight lines are. This is a straight angle. I just want to remind you. Oh, the word here. The word here, linear pair. All right, angle PSR is equal to 180 degrees because angle PSQ plus angle QSR. Notice how I'm writing the notation, draw a little angle sign. My vertex is in the middle, is equal to angle PSR, which is equal to 180 degrees. So supplementary angles form a line, or they form a straight angle, which is another way you can write this. Yes, you should write this all, straight angle. And this is good because sometimes we're going to deal with exterior angles or interior angles. And if you can find a supplementary angle, a linear pair, that's extremely advantageous because you know that a straight angle is 180 degrees. Let me give you a fun example. When I think of linear pair, I think of this. So sometimes you take like a side of your shape and you extend this line here. Now, this angle, whatever this angle is, I'll call it alpha, and this one beta. But your alpha angle plus your beta angle, because you extended this straight line, you know is 180 degrees. And this may come in handy later because you may either know your alpha angle or your beta angle, and together you would know that they add up to 180 degrees because they are a linear pair. Linear pair. One more bit of strategic reading that I want to highlight is linear. It means line, so straight line, like one of these lines, and a pair means two. So you have two angles that add up to a straight line. So you can use your good strategic reading skills to use context clues for that. That's it. Summarize your notes. Make sure your notes are documented. This is what's going to get checked. And that's all I got for you.